Hi Libra, my LGBTQ rainbow family. These messages are for you and your couples. I just want to say to the community, I think it's important that we have spaces for us, and I wanted to show up and support you guys in this way. I'm really sorry there won't be any singles messages. I'm hoping that I can try and get a collective message out for the singles, but unfortunately, as you can see, I've put out a lot of these, and that's without everything else that I've got to do. So unfortunately, couples only at this moment in time. With that said, there is an offer attached to this video as well. Stick around for that. Before we start, I've got the High Priestess and the Empress for the ladies. I've got the Hierophant and the Emperor for the gents, and you can pick whatever couple you kind of are, or, you know, all the rest of it out of all of that. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So let's have a look. What is going on for you guys? So your first triplet out is going to be for your, excuse me. Your first triplet out is going to be for the health of your relationship. All right, so you have the Judgment card, the Page of Pentacles, and the Justice card. Very interesting, right? So Justice card is you guys, obviously, because that is your card. What this tells me is that the health of the relationship has gone through a lot of changes. It tells me that a lot of you have worked really hard and diligently to get to where it is that you are at the moment. What it also tells me is, on a practical level, there is a lot of considerations around what your commitment has actually cost you and what you are prepared to do about it. It kind of feels like a lot of you are going through the process of really looking at or reaffirming your boundaries in some way. And in terms of the health of the relationship, I feel like this is you guys kind of saying, you know what, if we're going to continue, we have to start again in some way, shape or form, but I am totally committed to that. I think a lot of you are really looking over the past of the relationship as well, which does suggest to me that some of you, this might be that you actually dated each other years ago, and maybe it didn't work out for any number of reasons, and now you find yourself sort of reconnecting, and this time everything's different about the commitment. However, you might be talking about what that actually looks like on a ground level as well. For your blessings of the relationship, you've got the Page of Swords, interesting, with the High Priestess, okay, and the Eight of Pentacles. So a couple of things. First of all, what it looks like to me is a lot of the stuff that you've talked about and a lot of the things that you're putting in place on or around the relationship, it's providing you with a really... It's almost like whatever you're putting in place with or for the relationship, you're doing this very privately. So there's not a lot of stuff around the relationship or the connection that you're talking about with each other, with people outside of sort of the relationship or outside of each other. It may also be that your work and your jobs are really taking a lot of your focus at the moment, but you're still keeping each other as a touchstone. And what I mean by this is, like, let's say, you know, you get to the end of the day, one of you is working on the laptop, the other one's playing on the games console, but your legs are still touching, right? So it's like, we're here together, and we're, you know, but at the same time, you're both very focused on whatever you're focused on, but you're still connected at some point, which I actually really love. The feeling that I have from this, though, is that there has been some kind of, not silent agreement, like it's an agreement that you've talked about, but it's one that you're not really talking about outside of the relationship. So it may be that you've decided to, you know, go for an open relationship. It might be that you've decided to maybe, you know, go to couples therapy. It might even be that you've decided to bring an extra person into the relationship, but you're not overtly talking about it. It's not shared or common knowledge, right? Which is not a bad thing at all. Now you can see here you've got these two pages. 2 pages represents disquiet, and I think the reason that you haven't told anybody about what you guys are planning or doing is because you know it's not going to, it will raise an eyebrow or two, or quite frankly, you just don't think it's anybody else's business, which fair play. When it comes to the lessons, you've got the 5 of Pentacles, you've got the the Knight of Swords, and you've got the Knight of Pentacles. 2 knights represents intimacy, and you've got this with the 5 of Pentacles. So it may be that the work or the professional life, or the difference of, what you both see as downtime, is potentially encroaching on the sexy time. Another way that this could also show up is that one of you, in particular, I'm sorry to say, Libra, it's probably you, the spending habits are slightly askew, and it looks like your partner's a little bit more sensible when it comes to money than you, and this might be causing a problem. And if that is the case, if you're hearing this and you're like, oh shit, girl, you're out here calling me out, then this might be a good time for you to start, maybe allocate a budget with your partner and say, like, look, I need to be able to freely spend here in a way that I want to for A, B, and C. And maybe your partner will say to you, okay, you know what, like, we can do that, but we just have to work it into the budget of whatever is available to us as a collective. For the future of the relationship, you've got the Ace of Wands, so you will get back to the saddle, let's say. You've got the Death card, okay, interesting, and you've got the 6 of Wands, right? So the relationship moving forward, it'll work out nicely. The Death card in the center of the Ace of Wands and the 7 of Wands means that there's something that will need to be put down, right? There's something that will need to be kind of like knocked on the head. And if anything, I feel like this may even be, a scheduling conflict, or even potentially just a conversation around giving everything its right time and space, if that makes sense. Yeah, well, that's as much as I will say. Now, for your central theme, before we get into that, the offer is I am bringing my Lovers Spread video back for 1 week. So you can get a Lovers Spread video from me, and I will explore your relationship. It's deeper than this, right? I go right into you guys as a collective and you guys separately and all of the rest of it. It's obviously just for couples, but if there's somebody that's your intended, somebody that you're wanting to date, or somebody that you're newly dating and you want to check that out, where does it potentially go? That's possible as well. There's a link in the description box below. As I said, it'll only be open for a week, so get that. And yeah, delve into it. So your central theme here is that there are parts of the relationship and some of the moves that you guys are going to make as a collective that do need to be kept sort of silent. Not because there's anything wrong with them, but you don't want anybody else's energy or thoughts or bad mind or bad words to encroach on or get in the way of whatever your plans are, right? So this is kind of being really, really solidly focused on where we want our relationship to go without other people's interference. There's a lot of equine energy in these cards, right? Lots of horsey energy. And so that means the central theme is about action. And what it leads to is you getting rid of or releasing whatever is superfluous. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic time of it. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and the link is in the description box. I'll see you later.